know? I'll tell you, see, for people to make out as if they're Christians, they're the fucking most unchristian people in the whole fucking planet.
I know. It's really our misfortune to be next to these people. I mean, what do we do? What have we done wrong to deserve having to be next to these knuckle-dragging Neanderthals? Because, like you say, they're poorly educated, and that is a problem. The main problem about racism is a lack of education, and these people suffer from...
I was talking to this arsehole on Twitter, right? And he was like, oh, fucking... I was like, what the fuck's... Belfast got to do with Rangers anyway? And he was like, well, my grandfather came from Belfast. And I was like, well, what the fuck are you saying? The famines over, why don't you go home? If you're from fucking Belfast, you're telling him to go home. You're fucking dick, that's how stupid they are. You know? Imagine going into fucking South Africa, right? And you've got these fucking Boers that are having a march there, going at, why don't the blacks go home? I mean, how fucking stupid is that?
But what Boer was it? Was it the Frank de Boer or was it the Ronald de Boer?
Well, one missed a penalty there. Right, but do you know what I mean? It's like, they're in fucking Belfast going at the famine is over, why don't you go home? Outside a Catholic church. And it's like, what the fuck? I mean... And they're like, we've walked down that road for fucking centuries. And they're like, well, you've not really, right? But apart from the fact that you say you've walked down it, it's Catholics that live there now. But that's the way we walked. I said, well, why didn't you walk down the fucking industrial estate? But there was an industrial estate now where the people used to live. But that's not the way, that's not the route. Because it's fucking not in people's faces. Right?
And that's just about primarily, isn't it?
They're just... I was... fuck. They're just the most fucking fucked up people. Do you know what the problem is, right? See, have you ever been sitting in company at a pub or something like that and going like that, I don't like that fucking cunt, and I know that cunt doesn't like me. And then there's like 3 or 4 there, and you're like, I wish I wasn't fucking here, because I don't like it, and they don't like me, right? See, that's what they're like. Only they're like that in a whole big thing, because they're in a wee sort of corner of Ireland, because they're getting pushed further and further out of Ireland, right? Because as the demographics are going, like maybe like 52% is Protestant in Ireland now. They're trying to give you the bullshit that only 5% would want a united Ireland. Well, Sinn Féin get a lot more than 5% of the vote, right? But they're all getting pushed out into the corner, right? And they're in a situation where, see if you said to anybody in Scotland, apart from fucking knuckle draggers, do you want them here? They'd be got, no, we don't. Are they wanted in England? No, they're not. England would just wash their hands with Northern Ireland in a flash.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. So they're like, it's like fucking, they're like the last stages of grief. It's like, where they are in Northern Ireland is the same as fucking Rangers were like when Charles Green was going, we're going to get a CVA through. And everyone knows that there's fucking no chance of a CVA. Right? Everyone knew it, and that's what everyone knows that just now. And they've fucked up big time for themselves. All over the place. And what you're going to have is, you're going to have probably a small group of maybe about It's maybe just now there's probably about 100,000 of them, right? But that's going to diminish, and it's going to diminish because people that are in that group are going to go, nah, we don't want to be part of that. We don't want to be fucking arseholes. We don't want to just have our whole lives full of hate. We don't want fucking Jamie Blythen being a sports person. Or you've got that fucking, see that guy Fraser today, he put a thing on, yesterday, he put a thing on the internet yesterday, with a picture saying that this is what the police are doing to people in Twadell Avenue, right? And see the picture that he put, it was a picture from the 29th of June, and he said it was yesterday, right? And it's been exposed, it's the exact same picture from months and months ago, and he's saying that happened yesterday. Right? That's what they're like, but they just make fucking shit up, you know?
Did you hear the call I did to that Willie Fraser, the first call I did to him a few months ago?
No, I missed that one.
Oh, the fucking... he actually called the Frontier. When we were going on to talk about... it was a mad drama. It went from different bit to different bit, and then finally it went on to talk about... I don't know how. I think I brought him on to about what the white man did to the Indian, you know, and he said that was a final frontier, and I was like that, and he sounded like fucking Spock the way he was on a frontier. And that, I mean, it was like something like a Spock the way he was like, yes, it's a frontier. We were clearing. I think he turned around and actually said we were clearing the frontier. That's what he turned around and said, something like that. We're clearing the front. I'll get a link. If anybody's got a link there, there was a brother who put them on there, and it was one I did with that Willie Fraser. And what a fucking loonball he is. What an absolute...
I used to work for a Mormon, right? And, you know, like, they're all like it's an American Christian religion. They believe that Jesus went to America for the 3 days that he was fucking in the cave. You know, like, he was dead for 3 days and he rose again. They believe that he went to America for those 3 days.
See where Fat Fought? Can I get back to you in about 1 minute flat?
Aye, no problem, because I'm just going to get a coffee. Right, okay?
Do you want me to give you 5 minutes?
Aye, right, cool.
Right, stay there.
Right,
5
just
minutes.
a couple of minutes, right, okay?
I need a single fish myself, right? I need a wee refreshment. Stay there. Refreshment
right, no
time.
okay.
5 minutes, we'll reconvene. God bless.
Right.
Oof. We'll come back in that one. We'll discuss that, the Mormons. If you want rid of a Mormon quick style, just tell them you're a newly converted Muslim, you believe in the one true God, and you want to go toe to toe in a debate with them. They will run down the road quick and you can say boo to a coup. Right, we're back. How about this for a tune? The legend, Mandela.
I went to see Legend just the other night down in the Yankee Stadium underneath the light, and I heard an old man speak there after years and years in jail. His name it was Mandela, and he came to tell his tale. Oh, while the crowd, they cheered him loudly, but then the silence fell when he spoke of the hard years in a South African cell. And although he was free now, his heart was still in pain, because his country and his people still wore apartheid's chain. He said he hoped that we would join him as he walked down freedom's path, and that these miles would be the hardest, but they would be the last. and to join our hands together so that we might be as one. Try to find ourselves the courage that this battle could be won. While I'm at home that same evening, I fell asleep and had a dream. I was standing in the cold rain in an Irish field of green, and all around the headstones of our martyrs from the past, I was standing there in silence when they spoke to me at last. Kevin Barry is my name, and I died in a hangman's noose, for they wanted the names of my comrades, but this I would not do. And I am Roger Casement, and I died by England's hand for bringing German rifles to the lonely Bannockstrand. James Conley is my name. The working people wear my life. When they shot me down in Kilmainham jail, it brought great civil strife. And I am Padre Pierce. I was murdered by the foe because I read the proclamation from the steps of the GPO. Well, the last voice that I heard said my name is Bobby Sands. He said it's good to hear Mandela's words ringing through the land. I hope they hear him up in Belfast, in Derry and Tyrone. Maybe then those English soldiers will know it's time to go home. Well, I go home in the morning, nothing makes sense at all. But then again, who'd believe that they'd knock down the Berlin Wall, or they'd freed Nelson Mandela? Oh, could this really be? Maybe now we will see Ireland reunited and free. Maybe now we will see Ireland reunited and free.
TV down here.
Tommy.
You get your cuppa, Tony boy?
Right, I was just thinking, I was meant to say this to you earlier, right? Just got a message from Paul saying good stuff, right? But are you familiar with the Falls Road?
Yeah, see that last Celtic game there? I drove up and down it there. When I went to Dublin, I was got off the boat and I was up and down the Falls Road that morning, aye.
Right, well, you know, there's there's an old Presbyterian church there, and it's turned into a school, an Irish-speaking school.
It's right down the bottom, isn't it, yeah?
It's Macadam or whatever it's called, and there's a little coffee shop, a little tea room, right, and a bookshop in it. Do you know it?
No.
It's like Tarn Macadam or whatever it's called, or some that's like in Irish rap.